Today we will be discussing about paper 1.2, that is administrative theories. In this we will be discussing about the concept bureaucratic theory. After completing this module, you will be able to understand difference between power and authority, characteristics of authority, sources of legitimacy of authority, characteristics of bureaucracy and officials, controlling mechanisms for misuse of authority. This theory was proposed by Max Weber, who was a sociologist from Germany. He published number of works, among them the prominent are The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism. Second is the methodology of social sciences. Here, Weber studies bureaucracy from the point of view of authority. Weber distinguishes between power and authority. He says authority has a legal backing, whereas power has no legal backing. For example, police, military, when they use power, it has a legal backing, that's why it becomes authority. Whereas an individual uses power, that might be in terms of political, physical, economical, or in any sense which does not have a legal backing, it simply becomes power. Then he goes on to discuss about 5 essential components of authority. The first one is an individual or a body of individuals who rule. Second is an individual or body of individuals who are being ruled. Third is the will of the ruler to influence the conduct of the ruled. Fourth is evidence of the influence of the rulers on the ruled. Fifth is direct or indirect evidence of that influence in terms of acceptance by the ruled. Then he talks about 3 sources of legitimacy of authority. Among them, the first one is traditional authority. People believe in the hereditary nature of power as it is part of the age-old customs. For example, king's son becomes king because people accept it as a traditional authority. Here, the person who is in power appoints bureaucracy to those people, or he gives power to those people who are very trustworthy to him. Then second one is the charismatic authority. It is based upon the extraordinary quality of the individuals. For example, if Gandhi would have attained power, then it would have been charismatic authority because people followed him for his extraordinary qualities. Here also, the person in power appoints bureaucrats, those who are close to him. Finally, we have legal rational authority. It is based on laws, regulation and statutes. Here the people who come to power, they will come through the legal and rational means. And the people who are appointed on authority will be on the basis of merit, and they will function according to the stipulated rules and regulation. Then he discusses about bureaucracy and its characteristics, wherein he defines bureaucracy as administrative body of appointed officials. Then he discusses about the characteristics of bureaucracy. The first one is official business is conducted on a continuous basis. Second, they function according to the stipulated rules. Third, officials are given matching authority to carry out the responsibility. Fourth, conditions of employment are clearly defined. Fifth, every office and officials are part of the hierarchy. Sixth, officials do not own the resources. Seventh, administration is conducted on a written basis. Then he discusses about the officials' characteristics. Officials are those who work inside the bureaucracy. The first characteristic is officials are personally free. Second, officials exercises authority according to the stipulated rules. Third, official appointment and job placement depends on qualification. Fourth, official work is a full-time occupation. Fifth, officials work is rewarded by regular salary and promotion. Then he gets a doubt that giving so much of authority to the bureaucracy, there is a chance that it can be misused. Then he discusses about controlling mechanisms for misuse of authority, where he gives 5 solutions to control the misuse of authority. The first one is collegiality, which means authority should be distributed in a group so that authority will not be concentrated in a single hand and the misuse of power is very less. Then he talks about the second one is separation of power. Tasks have to be divided so that the authority does not get concentrated in a single hand. Third, he talks about amateur administration. That means who are newly appointed in an organization should be given authority, because they will not be knowing all the activities of the organization, so the misuse of power is less. Moreover, they will be motivated to work. Fourth, he discusses about direct democracy. Officials will function under the elected candidates. The present day system, what we have in India, is direct democracy system, where officials work under the elected representatives who will sit in each ministry as ministers. Finally, he discusses the fifth one is representation. Officials will work under the guidance of leaders who represent the people. That means the leaders of religious, language or caste-based organizations will guide the bureaucracy to function according to the well and wishes of the society. Then he talks about criticism, or the theoretical criticism what we have against the Weber's model of bureaucracy. The first criticism is Weber model is idealistic, not practical. The second criticism is it is not suitable to developing countries, because developing countries require a flexible bureaucracy, but Weber model has a very stringent model of bureaucracy. Third is bureaucratic term has got a negative sense among the people, like rule minding, passive, delaying, etc. Fourth, it protects the interest of the ruling class, not the poor class. Finally, the conclusion: understanding bureaucratic theory is essential to understand the modern day bureaucracy which we have across the world. Weber model of bureaucracy has influenced the structure of bureaucracy across the world after Second World War. Rule-binding bureaucracy based on law, regulation and statutes started after Weber contribution to bureaucratic theory. Present day, Weber model is seen as a hindrance to rapid development and also to inclusive governance. Thank you.